Hey, Eastview, happy Friday to you. Jason Sniff here. I really hope that this week has been saturated with this idea of love. We've been looking at John 13 all week from different angles, even with our Love My Community study. This is week 4, and that theme is all about we are people who love others. And that is saturated throughout what it means to follow Jesus and to believe in him and then to live it out in community and on mission. Really hope that your group has been diving into that. Well, this topic of love is not a new thing, but yet Jesus says in John 13, we're going to come back to this, but it says, a new commandment I give you. What's super interesting is that all the way back in Leviticus 19, when God is setting up his covenant with his people of Israel, he says it this way, Leviticus 19:18, you shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the son of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor. And this whole chapter is about ways in which people can express the covenant love of Jesus, of God with other people. And it's all the way back in Leviticus, but then here we see in John 13, Jesus is saying, a new commandment I give to you. And so what's new about this love? Because love has been around forever. Well, I think we have to figure out the context here, because in this same chapter, remember a week or so ago, Jesus set a new example by washing his disciples' feet. He demonstrated a servant type of love. And now, within this context of this new commandment, he's also just said the Son of Man is going to be glorified. And that word glorified really means that he's going to die and then be lifted up. He's going to be resurrected. And so not only do we get this humble servant love, but then we get this all of life surrendered kind of love, which is way different. Because let's be honest about this. Who do we know that has around us that has demonstrated pure, genuine love without any sort of motive behind it? And maybe make this a little bit more personal. When have you loved somebody else without any self-pleasing motives behind that? The truth of this as humans is that it is very difficult for us to genuinely love somebody else in a humble and surrendering kind of way, because we just desire something back. We desire to receive something back. That's what our human love is all about. So you piece all of that together, it might make a little bit more sense as to why Jesus says, a new commandment that I give to you, that you love one another. And then here's the kicker. This is what brings it all together. As I have loved you. Remember the context here. I've washed your dirty feet. I'm about to give my entire life for you because of the sin and death that you've brought into this world and the self-pleasing and self-serving types of motives that we all have in our heart. Jesus is saying, as I have loved you, even over those things, you should love one another. And people will recognize that you can't love on your own in this way. You must only love because I have given you this example, and that's how people will know. So I say all of that for a challenging question for us today. I want you to sit in this one for just a little bit. And the question really is this, are you willing to love others today as Jesus loves you? Humbly, a surrendered life type of love, an agape saturated type of love. Are you willing to love others today as Jesus loves you? I pray that you're encouraged today. Maybe you'll be challenged today. That's okay. But that might push us closer to a more genuine type of love that Jesus wants to see in and through us. Guys, thanks so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week for some more Devos.